I'm running a company or, I run a team. 20 years ago, TV was it. I mean, we had a few other platforms, but now we've got all these different things. So speak to me about, I have a brand. Now there's so many things. Talk me through that.
Yeah, the answer is time. First and foremost, that's where I go to a blank piece of paper and I'm just literally going to draw a timeline. I'm going to put today's date. I'm going to put the end of the year. I'm going to figure out what I'm capable of creating and doing and impacting in the next 2 to 3 months. I'm going to look at that schedule and multiply it by 4 so I can figure out what an annualized plan is. By the way, this is a weird way to answer the question. When I was trying to lose weight, I didn't want to lose weight. I didn't want to be a pound less than where I was yesterday. I wanted to be a pound less from where I was last year. It was way more fun for me to compare myself to last year. And what it does is it gives me the time to refine and slowly, confidently, and more importantly, sustainably get the results that I ultimately want to get to. The importance of credits. I mentioned earlier how awesome, how powerful it is that as a podcast owner, not only can I get credit for being an executive producer and get creative credit, but more importantly, I can give it to the people who've touched my project. And that's a data point that Google will not know unless you tell it. Your podcast being on someone's resume, maybe on LinkedIn, for example, let's say best case scenario, is not the same as IMDb, owned by Amazon, telling Google that this person worked on this episode, which also had this guest connected to this award. And it's a gigantic form of discoverability. So credits, those help you get discovered. Those help sustain the message, making impact and reaching the people that you want. Yeah. Again, I geek out about it, but that's what media does for us. And that's why I'm fully leaned in. I've always worked with small business owners. Is that weird to say? Beyonce has a small business, Destiny's Child. It's like one family owns it.
I think it's called a family business. I don't know if I'd call that small. Okay. So one of the things you said very, very early on was most of the folks that are launching, they're not creators by nature. They have a passion for something and they figure out how to package it into something that can be bought by somebody else. That makes them then a business owner. What mistakes do you see those folks making? Because they're, again, let's assume they're not naturally marketers or they don't know social media, or what mistakes do you see them make?
Yeah, here are 2 quick answers. One is they do it by themselves, and we try to learn a lot by ourselves. And I actually recommend not learning and pecking away and slow learning and going and learning. I really recommend stop, learn completely in its entirety, and then implement. I think that if it takes 2 weeks to get a website out of the gate because we're learning and updating small little pieces, that it had to be just shut down for 4 or 5 solid days and gotten clear on what our story and how we want our story to be received, not just shared, not just sold or told, but received and shared. Clarity is one of those things that I think is often overlooked in creativity. There's a focus on how do I get something accomplished as opposed to who could I be working with. There's a great book called Who, Not How, and it's all about people and networking and making sure they're set up for success. And in terms of picking those people, I think there are 4 or 3 types of creatives. There's an analytical creator, a strategic creator, and a technical creator. So you might find a better partnership if you identify as an analytical creator. If performance marketing and Google ads and Facebook ads and all that's important to you, you might do really well partnering with a technical, someone who's more focused on SEO and automation and integrations, or even a strategic creator who's going to bring in relationships and focus on the person-to-person component to it more so. So just making sure that you're complementing your creative skills, but whether you identify as an analytical, technical, or strategic creator is sort of up to you.